Welcome to Empire's Manhwa Recap. Chapter 6. The Ghost in the Shadows. Night had fallen over Ravenwood Academy, casting long, eerie shadows that seemed to whisper secrets in the darkness. Kael and Sienna stood at the edge of the training grounds, their breaths visible in the cold night air. The moonlight filtered through the dense canopy, creating patches of light and darkness that mirrored the turmoil within Kael. "We need to find Aiden," Kael said, his voice barely above a whisper. "He knows things that could expose Garrick." Sienna nodded, her eyes scanning the perimeter for any signs of movement. "He's been acting strange lately. We have to be careful." They moved silently through the academy's grounds, avoiding the main buildings where guards patrolled. The tension between them was palpable, each step bringing them closer to uncovering the truth. Kael's heart pounded not just from the physical exertion, but from the anticipation of confronting Aiden, the one person he once trusted. As they approached a secluded area near the old library, a shadow detached itself from the darkness. Aiden Lorne stood there, his expression a mix of guilt and determination. Kael stepped forward, his eyes meeting Aiden's with a blend of anger and hope. "Aiden," Kael began, his voice steady despite the storm raging inside him. "Why are you here?" Aiden looked down, his shoulders slumping under the weight of his actions. "I couldn't stay silent anymore. Garrick's corruption goes deeper than we thought. I tried to warn you, but you were already gone." Kael took a deep breath, struggling to contain his emotions. "You were supposed to be with us. You were supposed to help stop him." "I know," Aiden replied, his voice cracking. "I failed you, Kael, but I want to make it right. I want to help you bring Garrick down." Sienna stepped closer, placing a reassuring hand on Kael's arm. "Can we trust him?" Kael studied Aiden's eyes, searching for any sign of deceit. "Why should we believe you?" Aiden took a step forward, his gaze earnest. "Because I have information that can expose Garrick's network. He's been manipulating the Academy's finances and recruiting mercenaries for his own gain. I've seen the evidence firsthand." Kael felt a flicker of hope amidst the darkness. "What do you need from us?" "I need access to Garrick's office. With your stealth and my inside knowledge, we can gather the evidence and reveal his true intentions," Aiden proposed. Kael nodded slowly, the decision weighing heavily on him. "All right, but any sign of betrayal, and it's over." Aiden bowed his head in agreement. "Understood. Thank you, Kael." As they prepared to infiltrate Garrick's office, Kael couldn't shake the feeling that Aiden's loyalty might waver. The Shade's whispers grew louder, urging him to trust no one but himself. Yet, the possibility of uncovering the truth was too important to ignore. They approached the Academy's administrative wing, where Garrick held significant sway. The door to his office stood ajar, a silent invitation to those daring enough to seek the truth. Kael motioned for Aiden to lead the way, his mind racing with thoughts of vengeance and redemption. Inside, the room was immaculate, a stark contrast to the corruption Kael had uncovered in the ledger. Documents were neatly stacked, and a large desk dominated the space. Aiden moved with purpose, pointing out hidden compartments and secret drawers that housed incriminating evidence against Garrick. As they worked, Kael couldn't help but feel the darkness within him stir, a constant reminder of the pact he had made. The Shade's influence tugged at his emotions, pushing him towards the very vengeance he sought to control. "We have what we need," Aiden whispered, a triumphant glint in his eyes. "Now, we just need to get out without raising suspicion." Kael nodded, a sense of accomplishment washing over him. "Good. Let's move." But as they turned to leave, the door swung open abruptly. Garrick stood there, flanked by two guards, his expression a mask of calm menace. "I see you've discovered my little secret," he sneered, his eyes narrowing at Kael and Aiden. Kael stepped forward, his hand gripping the hilt of his concealed weapon. "It's over. Garrick, your corruption ends now." Garrick laughed, a cold, hollow sound that sent chills down Kael's spine. "Do you really think you can stop me, Kael? With your darkness and my power, you're nothing." Aiden stepped between them, his voice firm. "We have the evidence, Garrick. Your reign of deceit is finished." Garrick's smile faded, replaced by a glare of pure hatred. "You think you can bring me down with mere documents? I am the future of Ravenwood Academy." Kael felt the darkness within him surge, the power he had embraced ready to be unleashed. "I won't let you destroy everything we stood for." Before the confrontation could escalate, Sienna stepped in, her presence a beacon of resolve. This ends now, Garrick. Justice will prevail. The tension in the room was thick, every second stretching into an eternity. Kael glanced at Aiden, whose allegiance seemed genuine but still left room for doubt. The Shade's whispers intensified, urging him to act, to seize the moment for his revenge. But Kael took a deep breath, grounding himself. We're here to expose you, Garrick. Your actions have consequences. Garrick's eyes flickered with rage, his hands clenching into fists. You've underestimated me, Kael. You have no idea what darkness truly means. As the two forces stood on the brink of conflict, Kael realized that the path to revenge was not just about power, but about uncovering the truth and seeking justice for the betrayal that had changed his life forever. The room held its breath, the outcome hanging in the balance. Kael's journey had led him here, to this moment of confrontation, where the shadows of the past and the promise of vengeance collided. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Empire's Manhwa Recap, to receive notifications about exciting, upcoming episodes. See you in the next video.